Today, we're going to talk about finding hidden money inside your business. And I'm going to go over the frameworks and the scripts and the strategy on how to uncover hidden money in your business and the scripts that you're going to get access to for free. The link is inside the description. These are the exact scripts, frameworks, structure, everything that a client of mine used to uncover $66,000 in her business without needing any new leads, any new clients, nothing. It all came from tapping into opportunities that were hiding in plain sight. So let's uncover it. The strategy that we're going to walk through today is what I lovingly refer to as the chase the breadcrumbs methodology. Anytime I can bring in food to a framework or a strategy, I'm going to do it. And so what is the chase the breadcrumbs methodology? Well, it's the process that I use to do some digging and kind of look at the root source of where things come from in your business. What are clients paying you? What packages are they on? How long have they been around? Where did those leads come from? Where did those referrals come from? What marketing efforts are the most effective? Like all of the things, right? We can apply this chase the breadcrumbs methodology to nearly anything in your business. But today we're going to do it with cash dollars. Obviously, there's a variety of reasons why you might want to inject cash in your service business. Typically, this is the thing that I am recommending my service providers implement at least once a year. For sure, right before they are about to hire their first contractor or expand their team. It's just going to help you cushion the reserves, right? We all love a good cash flow. We all love a good bank of cash sitting there for when we need to make investments in our business. And this strategy is one of the things that takes just a little bit of time to implement and to kind of suss out who you need to be running the strategy through. But once you do, the contracted revenue that you're going to be able to unlock and map out, it's going to really help you in reaching the revenue goals that you might need in order to reach the next phase. So this strategy is perfect for one-on-one service-based business owners who are offering a done-for-you service. Specifically, the client that I'm referencing that found $66,000 in untapped revenue is a marketing agency founder. She works with her clients to beef up their Instagram account, their email marketing, their paid marketing strategies, their SEO, all of the things that entail marketing, her and her team do. Okay. So how do we identify who we can actually utilize this strategy for? Because if you're skipping ahead and you're heading down to the link in the description and you're already looking at the frameworks, then you might be wondering, okay, but how do I figure out who to actually send these to? So that's what this video is going to help you get clarity on. The scripts alone, they're great, but who you send them to is critical. And how we find them is the actual methodology of chasing the breadcrumbs, okay? So the first thing we're going to do is identify our legacy clients, all right? I want you to review your current client roster for any outdated pricing. So basically what that means is make a giant list of all of your clients, figure out how long they've been there, what package are they on, and how much are they paying you. Chances are you're going to see some folks who haven't raised their price in 12 months, 18 months, 3 years. Every single time I walk a client through this, there are glaring clients with giant red alerts around their names who what I consider are legacy clients. So they've been brought in on your original hourly rate or close to it in a container that you don't offer anymore. So what I'm not about to tell you is to quadruple their rates and fire anyone who says no. That's not what we're doing here. So don't panic. I want you to be able to retain the clients that are aligned with you, right? There are going to be some clients that probably fall off as you raise your rates and you redefine scope and you have these communications, right? That's okay. Because chances are, because this happens every single time, you're going to more than make up the difference in the revenue opportunity that you're going to get after raising your rates and redefining scope. So it's okay if a couple fall off, but I understand kind of the panic of losing those folks can be counterproductive. And so we can absolutely take legacy clients, especially those folks who are on your year one hourly rate or year one packages, let's stair step them, right? We don't need to go all the way to 10x their prices or more. Chances are it's actually more. We can take this really slow, but the scripts and the foundation are the same. So ultimately, whatever price you end up deciding to increase your legacy folks to, you're most likely going to have to do a stair step approach, okay? Because of what I want you to do is be calculating the value delivered versus the current rate and really identify the ROI that you're getting them, the results that you're getting them. Is it equitable to the rate that they're paying? Chances are probably not, especially if you haven't raised those rates in over 12 months. So I want you to start to document the specific wins and the results that you're getting every single client. So by now you have your list of your clients, you have how long they've been a client, what rate that they're on, right? Compared to the current rate that you're charging. I want you to highlight the folks who aren't paying your current rate. Okay. And then of those folks who are highlighted, we really need to dig into what are the results that we've been getting them. What have we been doing for them now, today, in the last couple of months, in comparison to the original contract that they signed? And how can we meet in the middle or redefine that contract, that scope, those expectations to match where we are right? This practice not only generates money, right? It showcases the revenue that's hiding in your business, but it also protects you because it brings your contracts and your agreements up to date and it realigns scope and expectation. So you're covering a lot of bases here, not just uncovering extra cash. Typically, what happens is you're going to find one, three, five, maybe more clients who are paying a 2018 rate, a 2020 rate, a 2022 rate, and it's 2025 or beyond, right? And I really want you to be assessing what feels equitable and appropriate to be able to increase. Now, my scripts help you have the conversation. You ultimately need to be deciding what is the increase that feels appropriate for that container and that person. This is why this isn't, I don't recommend doing a general 10x sweep across the board or 50x sweep or whatever it might be, because every client is different. And if you want to be protecting those relationships, then you get to decide, right? This legacy client, you might increase it 5x or 10x because of the work that you're currently doing and the results that you're getting them. And it's going to be really easy to have that conversation. For some legacy clients, maybe the work is really simple for you and your team to do. And you know that if you 5x their rate, they're not going to stick around, but you really care about this client and there's no reason why you couldn't keep them. That's okay. You get to decide who you do business with. That's the cool part of having a micro agency, is that not every single thing has to be super scalable and sustainable and productized. We do that where we can, obviously. That's going to help you grow, but you don't have to do it in all of the places. Let me be the person who gives you permission to not have to do it in all of the places. Okay, so now we want to start thinking about the value-based increase strategy. So it's kind of like what I was just talking about. I want you to be thinking about what are the results that you're getting them? What is the impact of those results in their business? And therefore, in comparison to your current rates and where they are right now, what makes sense to bring them up, right? Is it a 20% increase, 10%, 50%, right? Really play around with some of those numbers to see what feels doable. Now, if you're a service provider who's getting incredible results that are measured, especially in traffic conversions or revenue for your clients, right? Like my marketing agency client, she was helping them create ad campaigns and marketing campaigns that were generating and directly tied to revenue in her client's business. She could easily reference those in her case as to why the prices needed to increase. As a reminder, here are the results that we've been getting your business over the past 3 years, or these are the average results we're seeing on a monthly basis. Use that as evidence to help you in this conversation. This evidence, although sometimes takes time to gather and some calculations to be made, really helps you, especially if you feel hesitant having conversations around pricing. I find that when I'm armed with data and facts, that it's really a lot easier for me to present the case and really talk about it as kind of a no-brainer situation and really moving us in alignment to what's equitable and appropriate and being able to replicate the results that we're continuing to provide. There are also some nifty language options, and you'll see them in the scripts. For your legacy clients, who've been there for a long time, who you don't want to get rid of, you can offer additional incentives. Say, okay, yes, we're raising the rates. Yes, we're redefining scope. Yes, we're eliminating these things that we haven't even provided for you in over a year, and we're redefining it to these deliverables, right? Yes, all of that is true. And we can offer you an additional savings if you decide to renew for a 24-month contract or an 18-month contract instead of 12 months or instead of 6 months. I tend to find that when I'm investigating these legacy clients, their original contract was maybe month to month with a 30-day notice. I would love to have a 6 month, 9 month, 12-month, 18-month container with a 60-day notice or a 90-day notice. So I can use that as kind of bargaining chips for giving them a discount, right? And we can stair step this into what's actually going to be the most impactful for you right now. Because again, we're looking at contracted value. And so if you're able to take a client and increase their rate by 10 to 15 to 20% and take them from a month-to-month contract to a 12-month contract, how much more guaranteed revenue are you now getting in the business by making those changes? Probably quite a bit. And it's going to add up the more legacy clients that you run through this framework. Okay, so then we're moving into our strategic communication rollout. This is where the scripts are going to help you the most. You're going to find 14 scripts inside of that Google Doc. It's yours for free. All you got to do is pop in your email below and you'll unlock them. You make your own copy, you can customize them, you can use them however you see fit. But what's really cool is that I've already planned for you the timed rollout. We start with a 45-day communication timeline. You can do this any time of the year. Don't let the time of year slow you down. And I will say, doing it toward the end of the year, rolling into a new year, does tend to be the easiest time to have this communication, right? To have these conversations. So if you're watching this and it's September, maybe wait until October, November to start to have these conversations because you're not waiting that long. You're going to perfect your scripts and gather your results, and all of that's going to take a little bit of time anyways. And you're going to be really, really at a sweet spot where you can say, hey, rolling into the new year, here's our updated prices. As we're wrapping up this year, here's how things are going to change. And that tends to go over a lot more seamlessly, both for you from a business side and for your clients from a communication side. Now, if it's not that time of year that you're listening to this, do not let that stop you from going ahead and identifying the handful of folks who you could go ahead and put through this framework right now. So you're going to find inside those scripts a lot of value-focused messaging. That's why when we pull those KPIs and those results, that it's important. It's worth your time to do that because it's going to enable you to be equipped with data and results and really giving them an opportunity to see the incredible work that you and your team have done in their business and for you to remind them of those things as you're asking to be equitably paid for the results that you provide for them. Remember that we are after equity here, right? So you're going to also communicate any opportunity for early renewal incentives. You're going to give clear implementation dates. You're going to see inside those scripts that often we are referencing, here's when the price increases are happening. Here's when you're going to see that, reflected on your invoice. Here's where you're going to be billed the new rate. We're giving them a lot of heads up and a lot of opportunity to have a conversation with us in order to kind of agree on the terms, right? Now, the last piece of advice I will give you before we wrap up for today is I want you to also be mindful of how you're communicating this with your legacy clients. So there's going to be those clients who only live and die through email. And if you send them an email, someone's going to see it and they're going to respond to it and acknowledge it. All that's going to be great. But not everyone's going to be like that. And so do you have some clients that you probably do need to hop on Zoom and have a virtual call and really go over these things? Do we need to kind of make a couple of slides or a PDF that really walk them through their old package versus their new package and really highlight some of the results that you and your team have gotten to kind of back you up and why you're raising your prices? It isn't to justify your rate. It's to walk them through how it's a no-brainer to continue working with you. And I promise you, when you spend the extra time to really tailor the message to that client and meet them where they're at. Maybe you need to take them to coffee and you're meeting in person. Maybe you need to hop on the phone, right? Doing whatever you need to do to meet them where they're at. I promise you the friction is going to be significantly less. And the swiftness that they're going to be able to feel comfortable signing their new updated agreement and pay their new invoice and do whatever they need to do to kind of roll into the new package is going to be much smoother process for you. And at the end of the day, I want to remind everyone that you're a service provider. So the key point of your job is to serve. And part of that service is in customer service. That's where this lies. That's where these conversations lie. So even if it feels uncomfortable, you can do it. Use the scripts that are attached below. These are the exact scripts I walked my client through to unlock $66,000 in contracted revenue, all from existing clients. No new leads, no new marketing, no new messaging, tailored, personalized conversations and ramp up plans, pricing refresh plans, communicated appropriately, unlocked that revenue for her. So I'm super excited to see how much you unlock in your business. And as soon as you pull out your legacy clients and you figure out what is your game plan and you have your conversations, comment below with how much new contracted revenue you were able to find hiding in your business.